Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to recap the movie Amateur. The story starts in a garage where Charlie repairs a plane that Sarah gifted him for his birthday. Sarah interrupts to say she's leaving for a London business conference and invites him to join, but he declines due to work. Later, Charlie arrives at CIA HQ, passes through security scanners he invented, and reaches the decryption and analysis department. He receives a message from Inquilene, a mysterious informant, warning that the intel they're selling could endanger the CIA. Charlie guesses Istanbul as the source, but Inquilene dismisses it. He tries to crack the code, but even his genius can't decrypt it. After lunch, Charlie calls Sarah, who confirms she's in London. He is tense, desperate to return to the documents. Failing to decode the info, he retreats to a restricted area with a more advanced system. Eventually, he unlocks the files, revealing a secret drone strike disguised as a bombing. News footage shows 150 casualties, including French Special Forces and Danish Marines, revealing the operation was led by Chief Moore, Charlie's boss. That night, Charlie calls Sarah, but she doesn't answer. He leaves a voicemail. The next day at work, Moore meets Charlie and takes him to meet new director O'Brien, who briefs him on a terrorist attack at a London hotel where Sarah died. Charlie refuses to believe it and wants to call Sarah, but Moore shows news footage and hotel security video confirming Sarah's death during a hostage crisis involving 4 terrorists. At home, Charlie finds reporters and police outside, but a friend helps him avoid them. Suspicious of the official story, Charlie confronts Moore and Caleb, questioning how terrorists bypass thousands of cameras and traffic. Moore promises an investigation, but Caleb sends Charlie home. The next day, Charlie picks up Sarah's body and finds a gift she bought for him in her suitcase, leading to a breakdown. Unable to stay home, he returns to work, hacking hotel and street cameras to create a timeline. The terrorists stole a vehicle, entered the hotel through service access, scrubbed their prints, and met with impact investments from Indonesia. An argument broke out, resulting in a security guard's death. Police were alerted, and the terrorists took hostages, including Sarah, who was killed trying to help escapees. Charlie identifies the terrorists as Mishka from Moscow, Lawrence, ex-South African Special Forces, mercenary Horst, and former intelligence officer Gretchen. Seeing Caleb and Moore's calm reactions, Charlie realizes they knew all this and sends him to a therapist. The next day, Charlie hides a chip in his ID badge, evades security, prints classified files, and uses a skimmer on the printer to digitize them. That night, he stares at a jukebox in a bar. The next morning, Charlie confronts his superiors with printed files exposing Moore's past dirty missions, bombing a Syrian hospital and striking an allied base in Yemen, killing thousands. He threatens to leak the files unless granted full CIA training, fake passports, cash, a gun, and intel on Sarah's killers. After the meeting, Charlie vomits from stress. Moore calls the dead man's switch a bluff, but Caleb insists on searching for the trigger and arranging a deadly training accident. They investigate Charlie's data breach, suspecting a skimmer at the printer and confirming he bought a magnetic strip. They still don't know how he smuggled the data. A search of Charlie's house shows visits to a bar twice, where they find an ABBA CD hidden under the jukebox. They insert the CD in the jukebox, hearing only noise, so they remove it. Meanwhile, Charlie arrives at a CIA training camp where Colonel Henderson welcomes him. Charlie struggles with shooting but excels at bomb making. Henderson pushes Charlie hard to memorize his new identity under pressure. They create new passports. Henderson tells Charlie he's not a killer, but Charlie wants justice. Henderson gives him a gun and asks him to aim at his chest. Charlie's hands shake, and he lowers the gun. Back at the office, agents spend hours decrypting the CD info, discovering Charlie's dead man's switch was a bluff. They alert superiors, unaware Charlie's spying on them. The chip in his badge was a bug planted in the files he gave them. Moore orders Henderson to arrest Charlie, but Charlie escapes. Moore speaks to Charlie over the phone, calling this treason. Charlie removes his earpiece and boards a plane. In London, Charlie clears customs and travels to Paris. His fake passport triggers an alert. Moore sends Henderson after him. In Paris, Charlie rents a hotel near Gretchen's frequent restaurant. When Gretchen appears, he tracks her phone and waits outside her building. He sneaks inside when a tenant leaves, picks her lock, and searches her apartment. He takes pictures of her schedule and finds a gun, which he keeps. Gretchen returns, but Charlie can't shoot her. He retreats, pretending Sarah awaits at the hotel. Reviewing photos, Charlie sees Gretchen often visits a hospital. He hacks her medical history, uncovering her allergies. The next day, Charlie buys flowers and follows her to the hospital. While Gretchen undergoes tests, a doctor notices a malfunctioning computer and leaves. Charlie, disguised as a doctor, locks Gretchen inside a test chamber, which he fills with pollen. Gretchen panics and weakens, but Charlie insists he'll help only if she reveals Horst's location, the man who shot Sarah. Gretchen's allergies silence her, but when Charlie opens the chamber, However, Gretchen pushes him against the desk, sparking a fierce struggle as they crash around the room. Charlie pulls his gun, but Gretchen overpowers him and escapes, only to be hit by a car moments later. Horrified, Charlie grabs her phone and flees, discarding the lab coat. At the hotel, he cleans off blood and packs to leave. News of Gretchen's death reaches the CIA. O'Brien questions Moore, who claims it was internal. Charlie sinks into guilt, drowning his sorrows in a bar where a Sarah lookalike briefly appears. When Henderson arrives, Charlie panics, fleeing to another bar, but is cornered in the bathroom where he narrowly escapes a bomb explosion, igniting chaos and losing his pursuers. The next day, Charlie contacts Inquilene for help and flies to Istanbul. At a restaurant, a woman reveals herself as Inquilene, who explains her history as a hacker trained by her deceased CIA Russian intel husband, the original Inquilene. She describes Horst as Moore's mercenary leader, Lawrence an arms dealer, and Mishka an online traveling criminal. They find a woman linked to Mishka in Spain via facial recognition. Meanwhile, Caleb orders surveillance to locate Charlie, while O'Brien demands Moore cease unauthorized black ops. He assures her of his support. After spotting Henderson in Spain, O'Brien assigns an agent to follow him. Charlie and Inquilene track Mishka to a Madrid hotel where Charlie creates a device hidden in the hotel. At a bar, he spots a suspicious man, confirmed as a CIA agent, and warns Inquilene but insists on continuing. After confronting Mishka at the hotel's rooftop pool, Charlie threatens to destroy the pool unless Mishka reveals Horst's location. When Mishka refuses, Charlie triggers the device to shatter the glass, drowning Mishka in the flood. During his escape, Henderson and the other agent clash violently in a laundry room, ending with both wounded. Charlie arrives, but chooses to flee. O'Brien pressures Moore about Charlie, who claims bereavement leave. Caleb's team discovers Charlie's encrypted chat with Inquilene and learns of the original dead agent. That night, Charlie and Inquilene, sharing a space for company, are abruptly alerted by agents approaching their hideout. They escape through a secret tunnel as a drone spots them. After a prolonged chase escaping on land and water, Inquilene is critically injured. Charlie drives until losing their pursuers, then abandons the car and says a farewell to Inquilene. Next, Charlie contacts Lawrence, impersonating an arms dealer, arranging a meeting in Romania. He deceives Lawrence with bomb traps, demanding Horst's location. Lawrence reveals Horst operates from Russian waters with coded messages from men, then dies in a triggered explosion. The CIA receives false death footage. At a Russian hotel, Charlie imagines Sarah and solves a puzzle gift from her. The next day, he watches a suspicious vehicle at the port, tracks a boat linked to Horst, and gathers intel. After buying tools, he returns to the hotel but is ambushed and knocked out, dropping Sarah's puzzle. Taken aboard the yacht, Charlie confronts Horst, who distrusts his indirect kills but challenges Charlie to kill him directly. Charlie refuses. Suddenly, Charlie seizes control of the CIA-managed yacht using protocols he developed, redirecting it to Finland, where the Finnish Navy and Interpol arrest Horst and his crew. Later, O'Brien announces the capture of corrupt agents abusing CIA resources. Henderson commends Charlie's actions. After visiting Sarah's grave, Charlie returns home and finally takes the plane Sarah once gave him for a birthday ride. With this, the story comes to an end. We hope you liked it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.